All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, we are back again on the other side of the coin. Yes, we are here, ladies and gentlemen. I see quite a lot of people are getting a bit upset that we're a bit late. I'm really sorry. I'm literally just 2 minutes late. So that I hope that's not really taken as proper late. I had a phone call that came just before the stream, so I had to attend to that. But kudos to everyone that's joined in. Quite a lot of people that are here already. I've got BP Productions here. Kartik is here. Deals is here. DH, Ajit, Sean, Phantom of Many Topics. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. We are going to have a beautiful stream today. We are going to talk about another different sort of, not different, but a different story that is sort of materializing alongside the whole Haaland situation. There's a Lukaku situation that's happening, and obviously Olivier Giroud to AC Milan is almost done. So we're going to reminisce some good memories of Olivier Giroud and what he has done for the club. And then latest, obviously the breaking news from Fabrizio Romano that Armando Broja, there is a contract extension till 2026, which is a very long contract. And he's apparently going to be in the first team setup for the preseason. So that's I think that's a very big news, honestly. I mean, I always knew he was going to come back and be part of the preseason, but to get this contract extension for so long, it's interesting to talk about exactly how this turns around. We've got Jaswant here, Sutasan here, and Taran, my boy, is here. Yes, he's in the live chat. First of all, Isham, my man, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good, miss. Thank you for having me again. And, it's an emotional day for us. We know that Giroud is leaving. So, yeah, we were a little bit humbled and emotional for him. So let's get the talks going.
100%, man. We will definitely talk about Giroud's, special moments. I've got a few special moments, and I'm pretty sure live chat has a lot of special moments, and I'm sure Ishan, you do as well. We've got over 30 people after 2 minutes. Please smash the like button. The aim of the game is 100 likes. My boy Ishan is here. He brings the energy. So we've got to get the likes to 100 at least for the stream. So let's get the likes to 30 straight away without any hesitation. Get the likes to 30. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe and check out Ishan's socials in the description right now. Follow him on Instagram and follow him on Twitter. One of the loveliest people to talk to. All right, let's get straight into this. Ishan, let's talk about the big money ticket sort of information that's been sort of circulating around Instagram from the CFC fan page, I believe. Big Instagram, 200K plus followers and whatnot. And he's pretty much said that apparently Thomas Tuchel has had positive talks with Romelu Lukaku. Now, I want to explore this. I don't want to just dismiss this, right? Look, it may be true, it may not be true, but I do want to explore this whole situation. And what I want to hear from you is what you have to say about the whole Haaland and the Lukaku. Now, let me paint a picture for you, Ishan, right? And I want to paint a picture for the live chat as well. The Haaland deal, Fabrizio Romano, he was on Don Robbie's channel yesterday, and he said that, yes, Haaland is still Chelsea's number one target. Chelsea definitely wants him. But Dortmund are in they're not in any pressure to sell him. They don't actually want to sell him. They have full faith of keeping him. Their preseason is going to start soon. Fabrizio Romano even said Dortmund are in no need of money either. They've just sold Sancho, so they've made money. And they've been selling players way before as well, and they've been making money in the past as well. So they're not financially struggling that they need to let go of, Haaland to make their financials look better. They're more than happy to get the 75 million buyout clause next season, and that's fine with them, right? But obviously Chelsea's chasing that. There's the whole Mino Riola situation, how he apparently wants to add that exit clause in there. So it seems very complex. This deal seems very complex. The wages are going to be very high. That's what Fabrizio Romano is saying, something around 10 to 12 million pounds or euros per year. Ishan, I want to ask you, I mean, looks like even if Haaland happens, he's probably a player that's going to play for you for 2 to 3 seasons maximum. Then he's going to look for the next move. Whereas Lukaku, I think he genuinely would want to come back, and this will probably be his final hurrah. Maybe after that, he may go to MLS, but this will probably be his final sort of European football sort of club. And he's got some unfinished business at Chelsea, and I feel like he bleeds Chelsea inside. He really bleeds Chelsea inside. I mean, is it far-fetched, this news, at all for you, that he might have had a conversation, or Tuchel might have had a conversation with Lukaku? I mean, is it somewhat believable for you?
No, first of all, perfectly spot on. Whatever you said is absolutely spot on. Yesterday, I was in Chelsea's Perspective channel, one of your guests on the show, and we had a good debate on this Lukaku versus Haaland. Who should we get? Who's the better player to sign? Who would be a better signing for Chelsea from Chelsea's perspective? And that's what I told. This just what you said. That's exactly what I told. That, the complications in both the negotiation is totally different. Haaland's negotiation is very, very complicated. Yes, we as Chelsea fans, we should be happy, we should be elated and excited, and that's our right, and we should be. But the thing is that the complications with Haaland deal is way too much. Behind the doors, it might be even more complicated than what we try to think. So, and maybe that's why this deal is getting extended. The thing that is very much clear from both Mino Riola and Borussia Dortmund is that if we let go Haaland at this point of time, it's 150 million, and then we're not even considering even a single pound less than that. That's strong stand. And now it's quite very much understandable. Why? Because they've already sold Sancho, so financially they're already stable a little bit comparatively to what they were before. So they did not need immediate money. Yes, there are some arguments that why would you sell Haaland for 60 to 70 million when you can
half
get him
the price? Why would you sell him for half the price?
Why would you sell him for half the price? Here's the thing. Why would Borussia Dortmund sell two of the Galactico strikers at forwards at one point of time and in the same transfer window? Why would they? It'll be colossal for them. Their performance would drop down drastically, and that's what they wouldn't want as a football club. Yes, they are a club who brings out players, good young talents, and like to sell it to clubs for different for good money and strengthen their financial standpoint. But the thing is, there is a thing called performance, and if you sell these big players continuously, and if you sell these two big players, huge players at one go, it's going to be drastic for you. And that's what Borussia Dortmund is saying. Borussia Dortmund in this negotiation, they're in the front seat, and they wouldn't let go Haaland by anything less than 150, and that is very much clear. Now, not just that, not just the transfer fee, but there are many complications. We've already talked about it. There are wages, there are commission, there are agent fees and whatnot.
Ishan, just on that, that's so true. Not just the 150 million or whatever that you're saying for Dortmund. Raiola wants a fee, and his father wants a fee, and then there's the wages as well on top of that. This is, and the other factor that I want to just tell you as well, Ishan, is that we have seen teams like Monaco, when they let go of Mbappe, Fabinho, Bernardo Silva, and so on and so forth, many other players that they've let go of, they've crumbled, and they want to move away from that model where they don't let go of all of these players in one go, one at a time. Letting go of Sancho and Haaland back to back in the same season, they don't want their club to just crumble. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not as easy as just go out there and just buy whoever you want. They're not one of those clubs that splashes our money to buy their next target. So there is that concept as well. But continue.
And Borussia Dortmund is one of the arch rivals of Bayern Munich, right, when it comes to Bundesliga. So if they're gonna sell Sancho and Haaland at the same point of time, I mean, they'll be way down the table for the next season. Even having Haaland and Sancho, they were struggling to go on top 4 at one point of time. So just imagine selling both of these guys at the same time, and they'll end up nowhere. And just imagine Borussia Dortmund not getting a top 4. It would be drastic for them. So again, talking about the complications of this Haaland deal, it's just not about the fees. It's about the wage structure. And try to think about this, guys. The amount of money that it took for us to sign Hakim Ziyech, around 40 million pounds, is equal to the amount of commission, just the commission that Mino Riola and his father, Erling Haaland's father, is asking for the deal. It's just the commission. It's 40 million pounds, and that is huge money. Huge money. Mino Riola wants 20, and his father wants 20, so that makes 40. And you don't even know the add-ons, how many add-ons they're asking, despite of these commissions. So it is way complicated. Chelsea is a club who's very, very cautious and very cunning with their negotiations. They just do not, close their eyes and just throw away cash like that, like PSG are doing. But no, we go on very cautious, and we're very much cautious with our all the negotiations and our financials. It's difficult. I mean, just look at this. Even the other guys on the bench would be like, man, the amount. Hakim Ziyech would be like, man, the amount that they signed me in is just the commission that this guy is taking, right? That is unbelievable money. I mean, that is mad. And also the wages. Now, let's not get into the wages. I'm not sure how much is Mino Riola is asking as wage. So it's way complicated. And there's also one thing that we overlook is the clauses, the buyback clause or the sellout clause,
the exit clause, to be able to leave whenever they want.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Because Mino Riola looks at this particular player as a business sort of situation. By the way, shout out to Phantom of Many Topics. Thank you so much for this super chat. I'm pretty sure a lot of the live chat wouldn't have any idea about this. My Western Bulldogs will beat your Sydney Swans. This is the AFL, which is a local sport here in Australia. So not many people would know that, but yeah, Phantom of Many Topics. I haven't been following AFL for a very, very long time. So even though, yes, my heart goes out for Sydney Swans, I hope Sydney Swans beat Western Bulldogs. But to be honest, it doesn't really matter as I don't follow that. It's been a while. But yeah, getting back into this whole thing, Ishan, as we were saying that, we were talking about the wage structure. Haaland, the wage structure, oh man, I've completely lost the chain of my conversation now. I was going to say something, but anyway, I was let me just address some of the things before it sort of comes back.
We were talking about the sellout clause.
Sellout clause. Yeah, that's it. The exit clause, ladies and gentlemen. For me, I don't know how much I really like that, because to know that this player is going to be able to pull out whenever he wants. And I've been saying that in Matisse's channel. I was in his channel yesterday, early morning today for me. And I was saying that Chelsea normally operates in a way where they're in control. They're in control of the situation. They're in control of the player. But this whole thing about Haaland is switched, where Haaland and his group are in control. They want to be in complete control of the situation. And I don't want our club to be, ragged around like a doll. Do you know what I mean? Like, thrown around like a doll. I want Erling Haaland to come to this football club. I really do. But at the same time, I don't want him and Mino Riola and whoever else, his father, to take us for a ride. Now, I can see a lot of the people in the live chat talking about, Lukaku's agent will ask for fees and Inter are not looking to sell both players. I get that. 100% get that. But Lukaku's agent is not going to be Mino Riola. Mino Riola is probably one of the meanest agents you can get out there. It's full-on, proper, lethal business weapon from him. Do you know what I mean? And Inter, on the other side, are actually desperate for money. Yes, they've sold Hakimi, but they're actually desperate for money. They will do anything for more money. Whether they are in the position to lose Lukaku, I don't know. That may not be the case. Maybe they want to keep Lukaku, but they have been talking about letting go of Lautaro Martinez. There's been talks about that. So they're more inclined to sell, whereas Dortmund are literally saying, this is from Fabrizio Romano, not even from me, where Fabrizio Romano has stated that Dortmund are not really seeking to make more, they've got money. Money is not the issue for them. They're not looking for money. They're happy with the 75 next season because they want Haaland to stay and they want to ensure that they go far in the Champions League. they do well again in the Bundesliga and ensure that they come fourth. And then it gives another season for them to, replace. Obviously, this season they're going to try and replace Sancho. Next season, when Haaland does leave, they'll hopefully have someone in the backup to do that. So that's the scenario. Ishan, I do want to ask you now, in regards to Lukaku. Let's focus a little bit about Lukaku now.
Yeah.
Some kind of don't fancy him, and I find it a bit strange. For me, if you think about it, Lukaku's proven in the Premier League. Like, he's done it with West Brom. He's done it with Everton. Yeah, he had not the greatest time with Man United, but still he wasn't bad. And some of his stats are quite scary in the Premier League. Yeah. And then some of the stats that he now has in Inter Milan, which I'm going to bring it up while I get your thoughts. But he has the total game. I don't see how we could be upset with the Lukaku. Lukaku is, as I said, he's not going to be one of those players like Haaland that's going to be the center point of the club. Like, Haaland literally will be the center point of the club. Do you know what I mean? He will be the most highly paid player. Someone said that he's only going to be paid 300K. No, he's going to be the most highly paid player. This is what Fabrizio Romano said. He will be the most highly paid player for Chelsea. So, there's that focus on him.
He was asking about 600K plus.
Yeah, something ridiculous. Something ridiculous. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've moved away from that whole Hazard situation where Hazard was the superstar and everything was around Hazard. And now we've come to a situation, Ishan, where our club is very much a team club. There's no one superstar. There's multiple superstars, and they all humble and they're all fantastic. They gel together and they play together. I'm not saying that when Haaland comes in, it's all going to be disrupted. No, but I'm just saying there is the possibility of unsettling the group like that. Yeah. Whereas someone like Lukaku, I don't think you would get that unsettled. And he has just as enough quality, in my opinion. And you can at least get good 4 to 5 seasons off him where he would be solid. What do you think about Lukaku's qualities and that whole impact in the team?
First of all, before I go on, 70 of you guys watching, just 20 likes, man. Come on, do not behave like Mino Riola, guys. Smash the like button. You're being stingy like Mino Riola. So,
come on, guys. Come on. 100 likes for the stream. Let's do it.
Going back to Lukaku point, the first point I would like to cover is that the one you said just at the beginning of the show, that Lukaku, not just statistically but also his passion is to play for this club, right, and to prove a point that he hasn't. Also, the wage structure, it is a big thing. We as Chelsea fans, or we as any football fans, we want to sign the best players in world football and win trophies, right? That's fine. But then there are behind the scene talks, which definitely includes wage structure and transfer fees and all the commission and add-ons and clauses. These things do matter. Another thing is that the very, very good and important point that you made right at the beginning is people try to compare Lukaku's age and Haaland's age. It's understandable. And the exact debate I had yesterday with Chelsea Perspective in his channel is that he said that, listen, Haaland is 19 or 20, right? And he has more age in his pocket than what Lukaku has. So why not Haaland? And also the offer, when Haaland leaves Chelsea after a few years, if we sign him now, he'll bring up good amount of money and Lukaku won't. That's a fair shout. But just think about this. If you're thinking that Lukaku's 28 now, he would probably play 4 to 5 years tops for Chelsea. This goes the same with Haaland. Do you think Haaland will stay more than 3 or 4 years in Chelsea? I don't think so. This Real Madrid, he's just waiting to go Real Madrid. He's said it in many interviews that, listen, this is my dream club. I'm a fan of Real Madrid and whatnot. There's Bayern Munich who's ready to steal this guy from the hands of Real Madrid. So there are many big clubs who are ready to just snatch away Haaland. And even if we get him at this point of time where most of the clubs can't afford, that is fine. But I don't think so. He's going to stay more than 4 or 5 years in Chelsea tops. There has to be an Haaland exit after 4 to 5 years, be it Real Madrid or be it Bayern Munich or any clubs you want. Now, look at the amount that these two guys are probably serving this club. It's out and out equal, right? 4 to 5 years, that's it. So Now the thing comes here is that yes, Lukaku might be aged and Haaland might be more younger than him. Fine, but Lukaku is a Premier League proven striker. We need to understand that, and it does count. If you've played for three different Premier League clubs, and for many years you've proven in Premier League, it does count. You cannot say that it does not count just because he's gone or flown off to Inter Milan and he's lost the touch of Premier League. No, it does count. You've played many years in this league and you know the intensity of this league. Also, just look at the stats that he has in Inter Milan, just the one you've bought out. This is immense stats. And this is the same debate that I had yesterday, that I was asked whether Lukaku is a target man or an all-round striker. I said he's an all-round striker. If you'd asked me this question 5 years ago, I would have said he might be a target man, but now he's a proper all-round striker, and he has enhanced his abilities under Antonio Conte. Antonio Conte has made this guy a complete out-and-out all-round striker, and that's perfect for Chelsea and Chelsea.
Even in Euros, Ishan, I think he had a decent Euros. I know against Italy he didn't turn up. And maybe that could be the question mark that I may have on Lukaku, that on big stages, can he come up trumps for us? That's probably a question mark. In Inter Milan, obviously, long season, he's done very well. I've got no issues where in a particular season, maybe he could do well. But when it comes to those crunch matches in the Champions League, crunch matches, let's say in the domestic cups or whatever, or crunch matches in the Premier League, against the top sort of 2-3 sides, that's where I have an issue. But then again, I could probably say the same thing about Haaland, where we've not really seen him being tested. The one time we saw him properly getting tested, which was against Man City in the Champions League, Haaland didn't really score. So, I'm not having a go at Haaland. As I said to the live chat, honestly, I want Haaland. I'm just putting an argument that, and I can see, just quickly before I get to some of these comments from the live chat, Phantom of many topics, thank you so much for the super chat again. Lukaku is a smarter choice than Erling Haaland. We can rent Haaland to them for one season for a much lower price, but above the cause price. I love Romelu Lukaku. Yeah, for me, Romelu Lukaku, one is hell of a lot cheaper than Erling Haaland. His age is somewhere around 28, 29. I believe 29. That's probably peak age. Let's have a quick look here, actually. I just want to have a quick gaze at his profile. Just take that out. Yeah, he's 28. So next he'll be 29. Just want to have a quick look at how many years left in his contract. It's a couple of more years. He's got 3 more years in his contract. So, that's why he's probably... last I saw, his market value is 100 million. It's definitely not what I saw in recently in one of the journalists, where they were touting him to be somewhere around 69 to 70 million euros. So it'll literally be half the price of Lukaku. And I don't think you're going to get... in terms of quality, it's not like a drastic difference between Haaland and Lukaku that, Haaland is here and Lukaku's like, you can't even see it. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to get that much of a drastic difference. But some people have been saying that Haaland's wage, Fabrizio Romano said somewhere around 10 to 12 million. You're absolutely right. I just want to bring this up. That equates to about 200 to 300 range. I get that when you look at the 10 to 12 million, but do you really think that's what he's going to be paid at Chelsea? Really? Just ask yourself, is that what he's really going to be paid? There's add-ons and this and that. Kante gets paid around 300,000 or something like that pounds per week. You're telling me
12 million, right, per year. That means if it's worst case scenario, if it's 12 million per year, that means, my God, that is some huge money. It's not possible.
Well, so these people, because they've actually done the maths, right? They're saying that it's about 200 to 300 per week. I'm just trying to figure out that surely there's going to be some add-ons on top of the 12 to 10 million. It can't just be 12 to 10 million. I just can't imagine how Haaland comes into Chelsea and gets paid than N'Golo Kante. I really can't imagine that. And no disrespect to Kante. I think Kante should be the most highly paid player in Chelsea. No doubt. He's unbelievable. But someone like Haaland, he will not come to Chelsea. I'm telling you, I don't think Haaland has absolutely any ties with this football club. He's literally looking for the money. I've seen someone say that Haaland's a mercenary. He reminds me of Zlatan. I think it might have been Marcus Rashford. I just want to bring this up. Yeah, here we go. Erling Haaland is a mercenary player like Zlatan, so he will jump club to club. I have no doubt that might be it. I'm happy to be proven wrong. And I'm sure if Haaland does come to Chelsea, he's going to do a job, which is fine. I just want to win trophies, and he will do that. But Ishan, do you get the same feeling as well that Erling Haaland is looking for the biggest payday ever? Mm-hmm. He is looking for some big pay. He's got no ties with Chelsea. He literally has nothing with Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? Exactly. Whereas Lukaku, there is a tie.
Yeah. It's the passion that Lukaku holds for this club, and that's what attracts me to him even more than Haaland. Make no mistakes about it. We all want Haaland, even I do. Yeah, if we get him, it'll be a huge bonus for our club. Make no ways about it. But then you, as an individual, as a player, if you don't have passion to play for that club, it might go in a wrong direction. You might end up being from someone of a top caliber to being nothing. Mm-hmm. And looking at the way these negotiations are going on, all this exit clause and buyout clause and all these clauses, I think so. The super chat was right. I think so. He's looking like a mercenary.
Exactly. I want to ask the live chat just quickly, Sean, before I get back to you again.
Yeah.
How do you guys like about the exit clause situation that Mino Riola wants to put on Erling Haaland? What do you think about that? Let me know. But yeah, Ishan, continue, man.
That's what I was saying. If the deal was simple, just even let's just forget the transfer fee, his price tag, his wages. Let's just forget the wages for a second. These clauses in itself are so complicated that it makes you think as a club that is it really worth? I mean, yes, as a club you need to have a big signing. As a champions of Europe, you need to have a Galactico type of signing in you, and we do want a striker. That's what we all know right from the beginning of the transfer season. But these clauses in itself are so complicated. Forget the wages and the financials at one point of time. These clauses are so complicated that things are getting very difficult. This negotiation is getting difficult day by day, and also the exit clause. I feel it's like an insult. If you're buying a guy for 150 million plus, and you're saying that, listen, if I want to take this guy away anytime I want, I can. This is an absolute insult to the club. Just think about the club who's paid 150 million to this guy, to Borussia Dortmund, 40 million odd for commission, and they say that we're adding an exit clause, and anytime we want, we can take this guy out. That's an insult, man. Come on.
Some people are saying, I'm going to look at some of these comments as well. Tony, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Really good to see you. I see you a lot on All You Can Eat Chelsea, so I do appreciate you popping over here. Lukaku has big agent fees. He's with ROC Nation. Who's that? ROC Nation. I'm not really sure. Tony Tones, let us know about the ROC Nation, man. I'm not quite familiar with that. But look, as I said, I'm not hiding away from the fact that Lukaku won't have agent fees. Obviously, he will. I just don't think where it will be as immense as someone like Mino Riola, where Ishan has said, and I've seen this in many articles as well, 20 million for Riola, 20 million for Haaland's dad. So that's on top of obviously all the transfer fees and whatnot. I just want to bring this one up. Exit clause of 250 million to 300 million will not be that bad. I mean, if that's the case, then Chelsea should jump on that, because that would mean we'd actually make money out of this. Do you know what I mean? So, and how many teams out there, is Mino Riola and Haaland's camp ready to pay this exit clause? Like there's
not even listen, miss. I think even if you have an exit clause and if you have high money, I don't think so. That'll be the amount of 250 or 300 million. That's never the case where you have so much high exit clause. Then why would Mino Riola say bring up an exit clause?
No one's going to be able to pay that.
Yeah, exactly. And you would never bring out such a high exit clause. Then what's the mean? There's no point of keeping an exit clause where the exit clause is so high that you have to pay back again so high. It does not make sense. And even if you do, there is a strategy for every team to, if you sign a striker, there's a far-fetched vision that, listen, you need to play I'm looking to play the striker with this balanced team for 4 or 5 years now. And if that's what your plan is, right? That if we sign a striker with that high caliber, with that high paycheck, and with that high price tag, you'd want to play that striker for 4 or 5 years minimum. And if that does not happen, even if the exit clause kicks in and you get a little bit of money of what you've spent, it's not going according to your strategy, then it's a fail. If that player is not able to contribute to your team, not contribute to your strategy, to your plan, again, you fall in a situation where your team is unstable. So what's the point in signing? Now, Chelsea's forwards are unstable because we don't have a proper number 9, and we are trying to sign a number 9. Fine. If we sign Haaland, we're going to rely on him for the next 2-3 years or whatever. Let's say 5 years if the negotiations are for the 5 years. What if the exit clause kicks in 2 years? And what would we do for the rest 3 years? And we end up end up staying without any striker again. So again, a misbalance there. So exit clause does not make any sense. Does not bring any good for our club.
Exactly, and that's the thing. The exit clause, whatever you want to call it, release clause, whatnot. It just means that this player is not, from the get-go, is not keen to be at this football club for a very long time. Is literally, as I said, Mino Riola looks at his particular client as a very much a massive business opportunity, and that's fine. I completely understand. He's a hot property at the moment. I want to talk about this comment here from Winter Surfer. Winter Surfer, really nice to see you as well. Haven't seen you for a while in the live chat, so do appreciate that. We've got over 120 people live, guys. The aim of the game for today's stream is 100 likes for the stream. So let's get to 100 likes, guys. Helps out the channel, helps out the video to be exposed to further more fans out there. And together, we've been together, the live chat, for so long. We're on the way to 6,000 subscribers. So if you're here for the first time as well, subscribe. So yeah, let's all grow together. That's pretty much the message. Winter Surfer, guys, we have history and make history. Let's stop talking about a big club and act on it. It's for one player, a generational talent. I don't care about buyout as long as it's for 250 million. Now, let me tell you something, right? This is an interesting winter comment from Winter Surfer, and I want to see what Ishan thinks about this as well, and the live chat. You look at the mess Barcelona's in right now. They're in some unbelievable mess, unbelievable, because they've got crazy wages for players that are probably not even that good anymore, right? You got players like Griezmann on 800,000. You got players like Ousmane Dembele on crazy wages, Umtiti on crazy wages, Pjanic on crazy wages, and then on top of that, you have the megastar like Messi, who's on phenomenal wages. And now they're in a situation where they need to get rid of 200 million worth of wage money out of their books so that they can start registering the new players like Aguero, Memphis Depay, and whoever else that they've recently got. They can't even register them, and they've got them, right?
Yeah.
It's not just about getting a mega star. As I said, as a fan, I completely understand you guys. 140 almost. I understand. We want Erling Haaland. Ishan wants Erling Haaland. I want Erling. We all do. But then you need to think about, do you love the football club or do you love a player? You want to have the well-being of a football club as well. You want to ensure that the club is run in a sustainable manner. Yes, Roman has the money, but let's just say, argument's sake, one of these days in the future, Roman lets go, right? And new owner comes in, or even when Roman stays and we start handing out all these wages to all of these players after Haaland, it's going to be, all our current players we are still trying to negotiate some contracts with them, contract extensions. Those players like your Rudiger, your Christensen, your Jorginho, your N'Golo Kantes, your Mason Mount, all of these players are going to start asking for way, way more wages. And before you know it, you're going to have a same case like Barcelona.
Yeah.
And you're going to be in absolute mess. So we need to think in that manner as well. We need to think that, is this really a viable transfer? Fabrizio Romano said minimum 150 million, but Dortmund probably won somewhere around 150 to 170 million euros.
Yeah.
That was the range. That comes up to about 128 to 138 million pounds. And that's just transfer fees, Ishan. Then there's a whole heap of other stuff. So Ishan, I mean, what do you feel about this whole, I just go out there and buy. We want, generational talent. We want to be making history. I don't care. Like, let me just get me the player. Like, how do you feel about that?
Now, you were absolutely spot on, and I think so. People need to get a little bit more aware of this wage structure that we're talking about here, right? We all, as Chelsea fans, want Haaland. Yeah, let's keep that in mind. We all want Haaland. We all want a good striker, a Galactico type striker. We all want that. But the thing which concerns here is, if we get Haaland, we'll be happy, right? You will be happy. I will be happy. The whole Chelsea fraternity is going to be happy. That's one thing. But the reason why me, Miz, and we all guys try to speak about the wage structure is the best example that Miz gave here is Barcelona, what they're going ahead with. Now, if Barcelona offers Messi another contract, I think so they'll be heading to a bankruptcy, and that's exactly what Yunus said in his previous video. They are in a mud, an absolute financial mud now, and they need to. I'm really not sure how they will figure out this thing and how they'll get out of this, because it's difficult, and you cannot.
All their players are for sale, except for, I think they really want to keep Messi. They want to keep Messi, but Messi apparently is on unbelievable wages. Unbelievable, and it's understandable, man. He's Messi, right? He's these type of players don't come around that often. Once in a lifetime, maybe, and even not, right? So they're trying to get rid of Griezmann. They're trying to get rid of Pjanic. They're trying to get rid of Umtiti. Literally, there is no clubs out there that want these players.
Yeah,
and they're on
why? You know why?
Wages.
Because they're already in so high wages that the other clubs would say that no, maybe the transfer fees might be negotiable, but the wages are not. No. And the crazy part is Griezmann is around 800k per week in Barcelona.
Yeah,
my goodness. Who's going to give? Who's the other club who's going to give 800k to him?
No one.
Nobody. And that's the problem is you cannot go back. You cannot have a step back when it comes to wages. And that's why wage structure is so important there. And talking about the Haaland point, coming back to his wage structure and what will affect Chelsea, Miz makes absolutely total sense when he says that it'll disrupt the wage structure. Why? I envy the fact that we need to have good players and the wage structure needs to go up, because the more better players we inhabit in our squad, the wage structure is going to go up. That is a quite logical common sense fact. Fine. But then there is a process to it. There's a gradual process to it. There has to be a step-by-step progression to it. You cannot just have a Mason Mount from 70k to a Haaland of 680k per week. No. That the difference is, astronomical difference, the wage, and that will be absolutely disrupt the whole wage structure, and that's what you would want to avoid in Chelsea Football Club. Yes, listen, even I know the fact that Real Madrid wouldn't have been Real Madrid if they did not sign all the Galacticos that they had at one point of time. Even their wage is high, right? But there is a step-by-step procedure. They just did not throw out cash, 1 million per week to Ronaldo, 1 million per week to Kaká like that. No, there's a step-by-step gradual procedure, and that's what Chelsea needs to follow. Man City might be following this as well. If you have such a huge difference between the wage structure, a Mason Mount, just imagine he's at 70k per week, and if Haaland comes and he's at 680k per week or something like that, that would be colossal. And the wage structure is something which you cannot take back. It'll always go up and up, and especially with the age that Haaland is in, it's not coming down. It'll always go up, because he's so young and he has more in his arsenal to provide to the team to contribute. The wage structure is never going down, and that's where the problem is. If you do not control that, I don't know if financially you'd be absolutely in a mud. And just by signing Haaland, imagine that, okay, if Chelsea signs Haaland and everything goes well, everything gets agreed, Chelsea is giving 680 or 650k per week to him. All the transfer wages, all the commissions and all is done. What if in the coming future, we need to sign someone else and we might not even have money for that, right? it's not just a striker position that is important in football. We need to look at the back also, right? Right from the goalkeeper to a striker, there are 11 guys. And
Well,
what if
they've said already, Ishan, that if we spend all that money on Haaland, forget about any other players. Like there's been journalists that's been saying that.
Yeah.
I think it was Julian Lawrence in Matisse's channel. He said, if you throw all that money on Haaland, then that's it. Forget about Declan Rice. Forget about
and not just for this transfer season, this would be a point to consider for the coming transfer season as well, because it would be a huge blow financially, right? I mean, if you're so much outlet of money. And
exactly, you're absolutely right, Ishan. And I want to touch on some of these live chat comments as well. I just want to quickly address this one. Thomas 8 said, "I'd rather have a Lukaku who view Chelsea as the pinnacle of their career rather than Haaland than view as a stepping stone." Guys, honestly, understand this comment. These things have a value which you may think, "Oh, this has no monetary value," but this matters. Players that actually want to be in this club and actually want to do their stuff. And that's why a lot of people seem to go towards Declan Rice, and I'm starting to edge towards Declan Rice, is because Declan Rice actually wants to be at Chelsea. The guy is desperate to be at Chelsea. Mason Mount, I'm sure, is talking to Thomas Tuchel and wants his best friend to come back. We need to understand these little different values that money can't buy. Where a player actually wants to come back and actually wants to play for Chelsea, there's a value to that money can't buy. So I'm just putting it out there. I just want to bring this one up from Dick Led. Sorry, too much agenda for Lukaku over Haaland trade. Chelsea's in great financial situation, which is why we should take advantage of it. Look, my man, I don't do agendas. Dick Led, you should know me by now. This channel does not do agendas. We're not here driving one thing or driving another. I've repeatedly said, my choice is Haaland. I think almost the whole entire fan base's choice is Haaland. But I'm just saying there is a discussion to be had with the complexity around everything that's circulating around Haaland. Not just the player, but financially, the agent, his father, and everything involved. I'm just putting out the information to you guys to think that this may not be the most smoothest ride if we get it. And it may be the smoothest ride, but I'm just saying there is a discussion to be had there. And that's why we're thinking about why not the conversation of Lukaku. I'm not advocating for Lukaku. I'm just saying why not? So there's a difference between here. I'm not going to be one of those fans if Haaland signs tomorrow, oh, I'm going to cry. No, I'm going to be very ecstatic. I'm going to be very happy. I'm just saying that think about the whole picture. There's no agendas here. I want to bring up this super chat. Thank you so much, Velan, for this super chat. Chelsea works best in silence. Don't worry. 100%. I agree with that. I'm sure, Chelsea's simultaneously talking to Haaland and talking to Lukaku's camp. I'm very, very sure. It's not just Haaland and all eggs on Haaland. I think the interest is definitely Haaland, but if it doesn't materialize for one way or another, I'm sure they've got their, options elsewhere. Miz, you doing calling today, my man? I'm really, really sorry. Today I'm not doing it, but perhaps one of these days in the weekend I will do it, and I'll definitely get you guys to come in and have your shout. I recently actually did one a couple of days ago, but it was about Jorginho. But yeah, do look out for that. I will definitely have that. I want you guys to have your voice, and I will hold that show very, very soon for you guys. Making too much on a bias case, needs devil's advocate for a propping comparing. Declared. Look, I don't know what else to say, man. You're saying that I will change it. You both are making too much of a bias case, needs devil's advocate for a proper comparing. As I said, we have talked about Haaland on this channel. We've propped him as well. Check out some of the videos. Yeah, I'm basically just going by the news that's coming out, and we're talking about Lukaku today. This is not about any bias. This is not about any agenda. Check out the.
It's not about any bias or agenda. It's about the complication that this deal holds in itself, and we are seeing that. And it's not me or Miz who's going to the Chelsea board and saying, "Don't sign Haaland, let's sign Lukaku." No, that's not the case. It's the complications that we all are seeing. Yes, we have our preferences here and there. even I want Haaland, even Miss wants Haaland, the whole Chelsea fans world want Haaland, yeah. But there are negotiations, there are difficulties in it, and that's why we are here to talk about that. What are the difficulties? What are the possibilities? What is going behind the scenes? That's what we are talking about. There's nothing to be biased here. We both want Haaland. We all want Haaland. We all want Lukaku. Hell, I would take Haaland any day of the week. But then there are complications in this negotiations.
And you know what, Ishan?
Yeah,
I was just going to say, it's not as if Lukaku's a bad player. Like, we're acting like Lukaku's like some rubbish player.
No, absolutely. And if Haaland would come, we'd be the happiest guys on the pitch, yeah. But then there are negotiations and there are difficulties in it. If the deal was so easy, Haaland would have been sealed by now for Chelsea. There are difficulties in it, and that's why we're talking this so long. And
100%.
If it was so easy, if it was so flawless, the deal was so easy to go through, Chelsea would have already signed him, and Fabrizio Romano would already have said, "Here we go," in terms of Haaland coming to Chelsea. But no, there are lots of complications and difficulties, and that's what we are talking about here. It's not about being biased or selecting sides. It's just the truth and the facts that we're talking about here. That why are these negotiations and why is this transfer negotiation so difficult?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what, Declared? I will have a Lukaku call-in show. 100% I will. And I'll organize this sometime during the weekend. I'm going to get all you guys to come in and talk about it. I want to do this super chat, and then let's talk about Olivier Giroud, because I do want to talk about that. Fans of many topics, thank you so much for the super chat again. Will Money Mason's dad want a fee too? Ouch. The way all these footballers are rolling at the moment, so pretty soon we're going to start seeing players' fathers and their relatives asking for fees. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've had obviously a fantastic conversation about Haaland and Lukaku possibly having a positive conversation with Thomas Tuchel. I don't know how much of that is true, but as I said, CFC fan page from Instagram has posted that out, and is generally quite, someone who knows a lot of stuff internally. I guess at the end, how much can you know? But just throwing out some news out there, basically. Let's talk about Olivier Giroud, and then we're going to talk about Armando Broja to finish things off. Ishan, Olivier Giroud, wow, man. I do, honestly, massive congratulations, massive thank you for Olivier Giroud. What a signing, honestly. What a decent signing from Arsenal to Chelsea. I believe it was Conte's second season when we signed him. I believe he won the FA Cup with us. Then obviously the Europa, then the Champions League. I mean, the man's done madness for us, right? The Europa League, when we won that particular season, he was the top scorer, I believe, for Europa League. So he's done fantastically well, the Sarri season. And even in the Champions League, I think he was once again the top scorer for Chelsea in our Champions League run. So, Ishan, it's such a fantastic professional, this guy, man. No controversy, no bad sort of like any news about him from Chelsea point of view. He's been a great role model for the youngsters. He's been a great ambassador for the club. A cult hero, as many are saying. I mean, what do you have to say about this guy, man?
He understands the team so well. He understands what the team needs. If he understands perfectly, if the team needs someone else to step up and play more than him, he'll understand that. And he understands when the situation is, which situation is for him to sacrifice for the team, and he'll do that. He's the first guy on the team that is there to do anything for the team. And he's a big team player. We all know Lampard has hailed about his professionality, and we all know that what kind of a guy he is. He's so humble, down to earth. He's not been in any sort of controversy or any sort of fights and all, whatever it is. He's very he's not there on Instagram, so he has very less social media interactions, and it is rightly so.
It seems like a humble personality, right?
Yeah, and the talking about his game style, the way he never gives up. He always steps up. Whenever he thinks that people are trying to take him down or his performance is going down, out of nowhere comes a phase where he scores blinders, and he again comes up to the playing 11, and there are some games where you'd always think that if Giroud was in the squad, it would have been better. So that's kind of a player he is. He's shown that many times in Chelsea, and there were phases of him where he's not playing good. Then he was benched, and he very well understood that. He's never complained about it, about his gaming time, and that shows his professionality, because he knew the first season when Frank Lampard was our manager, we saw the phase where Tammy Abraham played more than Olivier Giroud, and he was very understandable of the fact that, listen, he's a new guy. He's a budding guy, and he needs to get more gaming time than me, and that's the support that a senior striker needs to give to a young striker. And
so true, bro. So true. Yeah.
Again, but then came a phase where Chelsea needed Giroud. Tammy Abraham was not striking enough. And steps up Olivier Giroud, the man with, he scored goals out of nowhere. He's probably the best target man in Premier League right now. And,
bro, you know what? If it wasn't for Giroud, that Frank Lampard first season post lockdown, I think we would have struggled top 4.
Yeah,
we really
would have struggled. I remember it was the month of January that Frank Lampard started playing him. In January, and he was very impactful every game.
On fire.
Yeah, the type of football that we played at that time really complimented him, and he really took it, pulled up his socks and really lived up to the challenge. That's what it says, the caliber of this player, that, listen, he never gives up. He's always there to put up a show. And the likes of Zlatan Ibrahimovic has complimented this guy, that, listen, his mentality is good. He's a big guy and he's a winner. And if Zlatan is saying that, that means it is something special. It's not a piece of cake. So he and Zlatan would definitely like to have him in AC Milan, and they would complement each other. It'll be very interesting to see. On the other hand, how Giroud plays in AC Milan. Does he come out substitute, or how regularly does he start? But then we Chelsea fans should be nothing but thankful to this guy, grateful to this guy. He's played so well, and also the Europa League. We should not forget, he's been such a vital performer for us in Europa League. The whole Europa League, he's been the most crucial guy, and he started for most of the games. The time we won Europa League. So kudos to him. Big thank you to Olivier Giroud, and let's not forget the moments that he's created in this club. How an Arsenal reject can come and win a Champions League, a Europa League. What else can you ask?
FA Cup as well, man.
FA Cup, Carabao Cup. He's won everything here in Chelsea, and I'm so happy for him that he's leaving with the Champions League winners medal, and he's played his part. The moments, the iconic moments that he's created in this club will ever be remembered, and he's such an underrated striker, but he'll be remembered as a hero in this club.
100%, man. 100%. I want to get on some of these comments from the live chat. Some exciting comments coming up. Just quickly, Rakesh, thank you so much for the super chat. How about CR7? He's available for 40 million, it seems. Look, man, I'm a CR7 fanatic. I love CR7, but I think his time's well and truly over. So, I wouldn't want to entertain him. Maybe after Real Madrid, there could have been a scope, but he wanted to go to Juventus. Fair enough. But now his time's over, and we move on. This one, Yusuf, the other side of the coin. Question of the day: what's your favorite Olivier Giroud moment with Chelsea? There's been plenty, my man. There's actually been quite a lot. Obviously, recently the Sevilla 4 goals, then the scorpion kick recently as well against Atletico Madrid. Frank Lampard's not last season, the season before that, Frank Lampard's first season, there were goals against Spurs. There were goals against a few other clubs as well. There were some really, really good goals. But the one that really, really stands out to me very fresh is Sarri's season, Europa League final against Arsenal. He was electric that game. That game, we were playing so well. And it all started with that Giroud header. I think Emerson crossed it in low and Giroud went in. Oh, you just knew from there it was over for Arsenal. And the post winning that, his celebration and how he was putting Arsenal on the mud, that was really, really funny. And I absolutely appreciated that. But Giroud to AC Milan, the talk is 2 million euros, 1 million up front and then 1 million add-ons. For me, I think, look, he's what, 34 or something like that, or nearly 35 now. I think that's his age. We got something out of that, so that's pretty good. AC Milan, they've got themselves a very, very decent, front man who can hold up the play, who can bring in the other players, and Serie A is not the quickest league out there in terms of intensity, so it may suit him. He may be able to get the best out of the AC Milan players in and around him. So, kudos to them. Big up Ms. Ishan Giroud is 5 million minimum, and I'm sure we could get even more than that. My man, I think it's done deal 2 million. That's what Fabrizio Romano tweeted literally 24 hours ago. So we're not going to get that. 5 million. But look, I'm not unhappy. You also reduced the wage as well. So Giroud was getting a nice wage, nothing drastic, but you remove that as well to open up more of the wages. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get the likes up to 100. We've got over 150 people. As I said, the target is over at least 100 likes. So let's get the likes up and check out Ishan's socials in the description. So guys, let's do that. As I said, Giroud to AC Milan. I think the other thing that I want to ask you, Ishan, Giroud still has the aspiration to play in the top level still. I think he'll still eye the France World Cup next season. Obviously, we saw the debacle this particular Euros, what has happened. I mean, and this is a question for you guys as well, live chat. Let me know what you think about this. But I want to ask you as well, Ishan. Do you think France somewhat, I know hindsight, looking back now, we can think about a whole heap of things. Obviously, Benzema is a fantastic player, but do you feel France missed a little bit of a trick not playing Giroud? Because Giroud probably would have been able to get the best out of Mbappe and Griezmann. For me, it felt like I didn't even see Griezmann at all. Like there was no link-up play or anything like that. And the whole situation for France, the way they sort of completely capitulated at the end with the internal issues, Mbappe's family, Rabiot and Varane and Pavard, all of them going after Pogba as well. I mean, apparently it all started because of Benzema coming into the team. Apparently that unsettled some of the people inside. Do you feel that maybe Giroud still has an opportunity in the World Cup coming up for France, and maybe this is actually a good move that he is going to AC Milan, that he will probably get more game time?
Actually, we can't complain much about Karim Benzema. He's played well and he scored some good goals this Euro, and that's one thing that Didier Deschamps can say, that listen, it's not been a bad decision. At least statistically it hasn't been a bad decision because Benzema has been good. Talking about the team chemistry, maybe that's where a little bit of unsettlement came. Very rightly said by you that bringing in Benzema a little bit made the wingers unsettled. The likes of Griezmann and Mbappe, they were more relying on Benzema, and they couldn't bring their A game on their own. Having Giroud in that place, back in the World Cup when we saw Mbappe what was at his best, he knew that he was the guy who needs to drive the whole pace, drive the whole attack line, and he did that. We saw that even with Griezmann. Griezmann in World Cup was absolutely phenomenal, and so was the other guys around him. Bringing in Benzema, there comes a sense of reliability in him that, listen, this Benzema there, he's a little bit more quicker than Giroud, and yes, he's also a target man. So we might not need to do that much in terms of work rate because we already have a Benzema there to do things. And maybe that's where, very rightly said by you, that yes, that's where a little bit there was a shift in mentality, and that created a clause. There were many riffraffs and all the controversies that we heard, all the fights and all those stuffs. That is secondary, let's put that on a secondary basis, that should be sorted as the World Cup approaches. But then I think so Giroud should definitely be there in the World Cup squad. If it's difficult now to remove Benzema from the squad. You cannot do that because he's had a very impactful performance in Euros. He's got that goals and his impact in the attacking front was very evident. So you cannot remove Benzema from the squad. As far as Giroud is considered, he should be there in the squad, and I think so. in World Cup, he'll be getting game time. It comes down to Didier Deschamps, how he wants to play. The question is, even if Didier Deschamps would be the manager until the World Cup arrives, there is Zidane knocking on the doors. So
I mean,
you never
World
know.
Cup's only next year, so I mean, do you make a change now? You know what I mean? So I'm thinking Deschamps probably will stay until the World Cup.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, Giroud staying at Chelsea would not have got any game time. Now that we're looking for a striker, I think it was quite evident that he had to go. So he's made the wise decision that he is going. Even Tammy is making the wise decision of leaving, because if he wants to have any sort of national career, is probably not going to get that with Chelsea, because he's out of favor with Thomas Tuchel. So he needs to go as well and find himself another club and do well. And maybe he can find himself back into the international team for England. Let's be honest, all of these players, they really, really thrive to play for the national team. They really look forward to playing for the national team. You look at the England team, man, these players are buzzing. They are buzzing. Look at the Italian team. And not just that, every other team, they buzz. This one is a question for all you guys live chat from Wavy Naj has put on, Ms. Is Giroud a Chelsea legend? Ishan, I'll ask you first, and live chat, let me know what your thoughts are before we go to Armando Broja's news. But Ishan, is Giroud a Chelsea legend?
I already posted in my Instagram that from an Arsenal reject to a Chelsea legend. So yeah, for me, he's already a Chelsea
so for you, he's a legend. I would have to say anyone that ends up winning a Champions League with us.
Anyone who scored an overhead kick in a Champions League, who scored 4 goals in one game against Sevilla and ended up winning a Champions League medal, should be a Chelsea legend.
And he was the top scorer for us in the Champions League campaign. And he barely even played after the Atletico Madrid game. So, firstly, the 4 goals against Sevilla was an important game. We needed to win that to ensure that we lock up the first position. Then the Atletico Madrid overhead kick, that 1 goal away lead was crucial. Don't make any mistake about how valuable that goal was to the whole journey of this Champions League. And to be part of the Champions League winning team, I know a lot of people, like I can see Omar, he's laughing. Do people not know what a legend is? I get that as well. Like, I mean, you look at that team in 2012, there was Basingwa there. Who else was there? Who I can think of, Ryan Bertrand. I mean, would you call them Chelsea legends? Do you know what I mean? Like, you probably wouldn't really. But I would probably lead towards Chelsea legend for Giroud, because he's won the FA Cup, he's won Europa League. He drove that Europa League against under Sarri. Like, he was once again the top scorer there. And not just the footballing aspect, no controversy, always supportive towards the youngsters. All the things Ishan said, when Frank Lampard was not using him, he was so supportive towards Tammy. And then Frank Lampard, when he needed him, oh my days, Giroud came up trumps. Without Giroud, that particular post-lockdown, Frank Lampard first season, and I know there were other players as well, but Giroud specifically, I don't think if we did without Giroud, I don't think we'd get top 4, and then we wouldn't even be in the Champions League, and then we wouldn't even win the Champions League. So
the crazy part here is, Miss, we've won the 2 recent UEFA tournaments that we've won, Champions League and Europa League. Giroud has been the top scorer for Chelsea in both of these tournaments.
There you go, man. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, this one as well. I just remembered. Remember the goal from Giroud against Rennes? Do you remember that, Ishan? The last season? It was a last-minute goal where Werner, once again, by the way, Hakim Ziyech with that brilliant ball for Timo Werner, and he could not finish. So there's another reason. Hakim Ziyech should be getting another assist there, but Timo Werner, my man, could not finish. And then luckily Giroud came in with a header. Ishan, that was an important victory against Rennes.
Yeah, very important victory.
What I mean?
And his heading ability is something we all like so much to see. He barely misses when it comes to headings, and AC Milan would be very happy to have him. I think so. He'll be very good there.
I need to bring this up. Sky Spider, please stop spoiling and disrespecting the word called legend. He's nowhere near a Chelsea legend. It's not even a conversation. That look, each to their own. That's how you feel, and that's absolutely fine. We all have a different meaning of legend. Like as I said, for me, obviously a lot of things have to happen within the field, but then I can't disregard what he has done outside of the field as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's been an utter professional. So for me, and you can hate that as much as you want. For me, I think I would put him in that category. And you can laugh at that, you can hate that. That's up to you. I respect Sky Spider, and Omar doesn't agree as well, and there are many other people that probably don't agree with this. That Giroud is a legend, and that's fine. That's absolutely okay. Each to their own. You all have your own ways of what is legendary status in your perspective. All right, Ishan, the last news I want to talk to you about live chat. I want to hear what you guys have to say. 75 likes, guys. Let's get the likes to 100. 25 more likes. That's the target for the stream. Let's get the likes up to 100. We've still got 150 people logged on. As I said, helps out the channel a lot. So let's get that done. 100 likes for the stream. All right, Ishan, Armando Broja contract extension to 2026 is imminent. Now, he's apparently going to be part of the first team squad for the preseason, which I knew that was going to happen anyway. He had a very good season with Vitesse, I think 10 goals.
Yeah.
I mean, I've not really watched too much of the academy days, and I've definitely not watched Vitesse, but I saw some clips here and there. He looks like a strong striker, very robust, but obviously still needs a lot more development. But do you think, 2026, Chelsea sees something in this particular player? How do you feel?
No, I think it's a good move, knowing the fact that Tammy Abraham is out to leave Chelsea. I think so. It's a good move having a fresh striker, and that to his regard to be a proper number 9. So I think so. It's definitely a good move that he'll be having some sort of games in and out. He'll be getting some minutes under Thomas Tuchel, and he also will be developing. With regards to the other guys we have in the group. So I think so. It's a good move, and knowing the fact that he's a proper centre forward. And Tammy Abraham leaves, Olivier Giroud leaves, so there should definitely be a guy who can we rely on, knowing the fact that we're playing big season next year. So I think so it's a very good move, and I don't know what, even just like you, even I've not seen this guy play much, and I've heard Fabrizio Romano talk about it, and he says he's a promising talent, and he might do good. And also, I'm having a good feeling about this guy. There's some sort of sense kicking in me that this feels a little bit good. It's giving me a positive vibe, and I think so. It should work out.
Not like Dominic Solanke vibe.
no, nowhere near that vibe. I mean, oh, come on.
Bro, Dominic Solanke, a lot of people were saying he was going to be huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, he's giving me good vibes, and also knowing the fact that he'll get in his some game times. He'll be getting some minutes here and there, and knowing the fact that he's very young, he can develop. He won't have any sort of ego to be sitting in the bench. So just like what Tammy Abraham had, and it was fine. He need to develop himself, and he needs to go and move forward. So Tammy Abraham's leaving for his good, and which is fine. So I think so. Broja will be the one who learn. I think so for the first couple of seasons. If we sign a good huge striker, I think so. One more thing that's in the back of Thomas Tuchel is that what if there was a case scenario if we don't get any striker, Haaland, Lukaku, or anybody else, maybe this guy will get more gaming time than what it is expected to be. So I think so. We're not just thinking for the best, but we're also preparing for the worst. So I think so. This signing makes total sense.
Look, I get the contract extension. Chelsea probably really, really rates this particular player. I don't know whether if we don't get Haaland or Lukaku, whether he then becomes. But then again, I guess this is the question, Miz. What's your plan C in terms of strikers? This is a question for both of us, Ishan. Look, I've always said my plan C, and I know a lot of people are going to hate this, and I drive this on this channel, and I've driven this on other channels as well. Dominic Calvert-Lewin for me. And to be honest, shouldn't even be a plan C. He's so much of a better player.
This my plan C is getting funny now because if not Haaland and Lukaku, I don't see Kane coming. I don't see Lewandowski coming. I even don't see Calvert-Lewin coming, to be honest, because he's very important for Everton. My plan C is Sunil Chhetri, captain of India. Come to Chelsea.
The Indian legend, Sunil Chhetri.
Just come to Chelsea, man.
He bangs in goals, bro. He bangs in goals. But look, Danny Ings is a name that apparently Ings is not looking to sign a contract extension with Southampton. So there could be a situation there. I mean, Ings is a good player, but is he the player that's going to win us the Premier League and win us the Champions League again? I don't know. For me, Dominic Calvert-Lewin I rate him, man. I rate him a lot. But you're right. Yeah, Everton's not going to lose him. Now Rafael Benitez is there. Rafael Benitez will definitely want someone like Dominic Calvert-Lewin to drive his cause. But don't be surprised if Dominic Calvert-Lewin becomes a mega star. Do not be surprised. He's going to be England's next big thing, in my opinion. But it's tough, guys. The Beautiful Game. Thank you so much for this comment. Plan C. But if Ishan's saying Plan C is Sunil Chhetri, then we're in trouble. But also if it's Broja, I don't know. I think personally, Ishan, I would like to see Broja. He had the very good loan at Vitesse. I would now like to see him in a championship loan and absolutely kill it. Go to a loan in championship and get that championship team. If you can help them to get promoted, that's fantastic. Obviously, it has to be a good championship team. Get them to promotion, and then maybe after that, get yourself. If you absolutely kill it in championship, maybe you get an opportunity with Chelsea. But if you do okay with championship team, then get yourself a Premier League loan and see how you play in the Premier League. Now you've signed a deal with Chelsea till 2026, so you've got 5 more years with us. So development time for you, my man. Absolute development. I mean, would you like to see him go on a loan to a championship team, Ishan?
If Chelsea signs a new striker, I think so. I see him going out on loan, and it'll be perfect. Just like you said, if he goes to a championship side and gives his plays everything out there. But then if Chelsea does not sign a striker, again, I think so. He's more of a plan C for Thomas Tuchel. If we don't sign a striker, I think so. If we lose Olivier Giroud and Tammy Abraham, we're out of number 9s, right? 0 number 9s in a squad. So we need to have at least one young striker who can, just come up and play some game time, have some of his gaming time, play some low intensified matches in the Carabao Cup or maybe in Champions League, get some gaming time. So I think so, if we don't sign a striker, I think so he would stay. And if we do sign a striker, I think so I see him out for a loan. But yes, he's a promising guy, and I think so Thomas Tuchel might have seen something in him, and that's why we've signed a new contract with him.
Fantastic. I love this comment from Marcus Trashford. Marcus Trashford, you make me laugh, my man. Honestly, I love seeing you in the live chat. Havertz as plan A, B, C, D, and E. Havertz is all the plan. Look, man, we're not talking enough about this particular player. Let's be honest. Next season, he's going to be lighting up the place. My only concern is that's a lot of pressure to put on Havertz to play as a false 9 or a number 9 or a 9.5, whatever you want to call it. All the fancy names that's getting tatted around. It's just a lot of pressure on a 21-year-old. He's younger than Mason Mount. I think he can do a job. But we just need to be a bit patient with these youngsters. They're special players. Havertz is an absolute special player, and he will do good. But I think he will need help. And if Werner bangs in the goals that he's missed, that'll be a massive help. And if we get someone like Haaland or a Lukaku, then it'll just become even better. It will make players like Havertz even better. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us till the end of the show. But before we go, let's get the likes up to 100. We've got 83 likes. We've got over 130 people there still. Please, let's get the likes up to 100. That's the target for the stream. We were trying to get to 100 likes, so let's try and do that. And if you're here for the first time as well, subscribe. Check out Ishan's socials in the description right now. Follow Ishan on social media, Twitter, on Instagram as well. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, my Instagram handle's right there. You can DM me on Instagram. I'm going to have the live shows where I bring you guys in very soon. Declared has thrown a very good suggestion. Lukaku live call-in show, Haaland call-in show. So we may do that. Broja, what you guys think about that? So we'll probably tee that up for the weekend. So do look out for that. But yeah, follow me on Instagram. You'll see some good content there, and you'll see Ishan there as well. We're literally 10 likes away, guys. Let's get the likes up to 100 for the stream, as I said. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, do catch me tomorrow once again. Probably not UK 11. It'll be about UK 1 p.m. I will get the Trinidad King back. The Trini King will be back. Ryan will be back on this particular channel. Whether we talk about tactical stuff, I don't know yet. It could just be normal Chelsea stuff again, but we'll see. So do look out for that. Ryan will be here. But yeah, before we go, Ishan, any last comments?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great show. It's been a great stream. It's always good to come here and speak about Chelsea. Thank you for having me again, and looking up to the next news what we can talk about.
Brilliant. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care. Have a good day wherever you are, and I'll catch you guys very, very soon. As I said, let's get the likes up to 100. Still over 121 people there. Let's do it. Catch you later. See ya.